Hello, I'm Edie Beugelsdijk. I'm married and currently work as a 5th grade teacher at St. Anne Catholic School. My journey home to Jesus has been a long one. I've always been Catholic. My mother saw that I was baptized as an infant and watched proudly as I took my first Holy Communion and at age 12 was confirmed into the faith. I really didn't understand all that I was promising. I just knew that it made Mom happy, so I did it. I spent my adolescent years going to church and attending PSR classes regularly, but never really connected with what it was all about. As a young adult, I faithfully attended Mass services wherever I lived because I knew that Mom would want me to. After being away from home for a time in a previous career, I began to feel very isolated and alone and felt the need to be close to my family once again. I came home to my baptismal parish and joined the choir. There I stayed and prayed and worshiped, but still had no real connection to Jesus. I was merely going through the motions of being a Catholic. I began to feel empty, lonely, and afraid that I would end up alone. Jesus heard those prayers until one day at church and walked my future husband. He was tall, handsome, talented, and very Catholic. This, of course, Mom was thrilled about. And we met in church. I thought it must be a sign. Paul was working his way through some troubles of his own and relied heavily on his love and trust of Jesus to get him through it. As we began to talk together and learn more about each other, I began to want what he had, a complete and utter trust and love for Jesus. To him, Jesus was a friend he could rely on and talk to. I wanted that same relationship with my Lord and Savior. Paul plays guitar and sings, and at that time was part of a music ministry that served Catholic charismatic praise and worship meetings throughout Wichita and the surrounding towns. He invited me to attend one of these meetings with him, and I did, mostly because he was cute and I wanted to spend more time with him, but also because I thought maybe I would begin to see what he saw and experienced, what he experienced in Jesus. That first meeting was incredible. People were singing at the top of their voices, praising Jesus with their hands in the air, dancing in the aisles, speaking in tongues, prophesying, and giving their testimony about and for Jesus. I was terrified. I wondered what I'd gotten myself into. Still, I wanted to know Jesus more, so I continued to attend more meetings. I even joined the music ministry. It was during one of those meetings that I finally just let go. I prayed in a way I had never prayed before from deep inside myself. I felt totally accepted by Jesus. I now know that Jesus was always there. He was always listening. He always loved me. I was just too stubborn to listen to him. I liked being in control of my life, and I was not letting him in. Jesus is a gentleman and doesn't force his love on others. He waits for you to turn to him, to listen to him, to love him. I think that this is the reason that he had to use Paul as his instrument of truth. He had to get my attention first, and then he began to work on me and with me. As time went on, and Paul and I became less and less involved in the charismatic music ministry, I found myself once again lacking in that one-on-one relationship with my Lord, and had become complacent in my faith. Paul and I joined a group of couples at St. Anne's Parish in a prayer group to learn a form of prayer called Lectio Divina. Praying in this manner has reaffirmed my friendship with and love of Jesus, and relit the fire that I once shared in Jesus at those wonderful praise and worship meetings. I've learned to turn to Jesus with praise and gratitude, but also to rely on his help in those times of struggle and fear. I've learned to listen to him and to trust in his ways. I'm truly blessed to have such a loving, giving, understanding Father as ruler over my life. Jesus Christ is Lord, now and forever. Thank you for allowing me to share my journey to Jesus with you. God bless.